All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter number 16, Text number 52. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Mataji. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Loke vitatam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivobhyayam kritam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In this world of matter, which the conditioned soul accepts as consisting of enjoyable resources, the conditioned soul expands, thinking that he is the enjoyer of the material world. Similarly, the material world expands in the living entity as a source of enjoyment. In this way, they both expand. But because they are my energies, they are both pervaded by me. As the Supreme Lord, I am the cause of these effects, and one should know that both of them rest in me. Purport. The Mayavad philosophy sees everything as being equal in quality with the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Supreme Brahman, and therefore sees everything as worshipable. This dangerous theory of the Mayavada school has turned people in general towards atheism. On the strength of this theory, one thinks that he is God. But this is not a fact. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina. The fact is that the entire cosmic manifestation is an expansion of the Supreme Lord's energies, which are manifested in the physical elements and the living entities. The living entities wrongly consider the physical elements to be resources meant for their enjoyment, and they think themselves to be the enjoyers. However, neither of them is independent. They are both energies of the Lord. The original cause for the material energy and spiritual energy is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, although the expansion of the Lord's energies is the original cause, one should not think the Lord Himself has expanded in different ways. To condemn the theory of Mayavad, the Lord clearly says in Bhagavad Gita, Matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshvavasthitah. All beings are in me, and I am not in them. Everything rests upon him, and everything is but an expansion of his energies. But this does not mean that everything is as worshipable as the Lord himself. The material expansion is temporary, but the Lord is not temporary. The living entities are parts of the Lord, but they are not the Lord himself. The living entities in this material world are not inconceivable, but the Lord is. The theory that the Lord's energies, being expansions of the Lord, are as good as the Lord is mistaken. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalaakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण In the today's shloka, the Supreme Lord Sankarshan is saying that all the material and spiritual energies emanated from me. I am the source of both the living entity and its nature. They all came from me. But sometimes some people think that everything that we see around is God or as good as the Lord or worshipable like the Lord. And Prabhupada in this elaborate purport condemns that mentality of seeing everything as worshipable as the Lord. So we need to understand the differences between the Lord and his energies. Yes, the Lord and his energies are, in one sense, same, but they are also different. If we focus only on the similarity between the Lord and his energies, it is Advaita. And if we focus only on the differences between the Lord and his energies, it is called Dvaita. But how can Advaita and Dvaita be simultaneously one and true? That's what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Okay, before entering the nitty-gritties of this shloka and the purport, let's discuss a little bit about the context. So, Sukadeva Goswami is narrating the story of Chitraketu Maharaj. Because many new faces I am seeing, so for them we need to give the context also. Yes. Boys or boys, welcome to GEV. You're coming here for the first time? Okay, okay. Fine. So in the sixth canto of Bhagavatam, there is a story of Chitraketu Maharaj. He was uh, very desirous of having a son. He's a king, and naturally, a king wants to give a good successor for his kingdom. So he was desiring to have a child, but he did not have a child. So he married a second time. Through the first wife, he did not have a child. So he got a second wife, no child. Third wife, no child. 100 wives, no child. 1,000 wives, no child. 1 lakh wives, no child. 1 crore wives, crorepati, so no child. So Somehow it's not there in his destiny to have a child. But he was too ambitious or desirous of having a child, but he was not getting. So one day a great sage named Angira Rishi came to his kingdom, and Angira Rishi was very nicely welcomed by Chitraketu Maharaj. Uh, Chitraketu Maharaj received him with so much respect and worshipped him and asked him, uh, uh, Angiri Rishi asked Chitraketu Maharaj, "O king, you look so normal in all your other respects, but looks like in your mind there is some anxiety. Looks like you are thinking deeply about something. Something is bothering you. So please reveal." Then Angiri Rishi, Chitraketu Maharaj said that you are a great sage, you know everything, you can read the minds of people. Although you know everything, but still you have asked me, therefore it's my responsibility to give a explanation. So although I have so many opulences, ministers, soldiers, treasury, wives, and obedient citizens, everything is there, but I'm very sad because I don't have a son. So can you please help me get a son? That was his request. Then Angiri Rishi was thinking, oh, although Chitraketu Maharaj tried so much, married 1 crore wives, despite having 10 million wives, he did not have a single child. He should understand by this time. He should be detached by this time, but still, he wants to have a child. Okay, fine. So he said, let me conduct a sacrifice. I will conduct a sacrifice so that you can get a child, and that child can give you happiness and distress both. Chitraketu Maharaj was very happy that Angiri Rishi is conducting the sacrifice and he's going to get a child. But this one little statement that Angiri Rishi made, that the child will give happiness and distress both to the king. So how to understand it? Chitraketu Maharaj thought that because he is the only son of a wealthy father, a big celebrity father, maybe he'll be little whimsical or naughty or mischievous. It's okay. Better to have a mischievous child than to have no child. So let me have this child. So he was thinking like that. Or somewhere subtly inside he was thinking that maybe he'll be more qualified than me. He will supersede me. He will outsmart me. But that should not be a cause of distress for me. I will accept. It's okay. Even if he surpasses me, it's fine. So that's the interpretation given by Chitraketu Maharaj. And Chitraketu Maharaj was very happy, and eventually he got a son. And he started spending so much time with the son and the mother of the son. One of these 1 crore wives, the first and the best wife, Kritadyuti, she gave birth to this child by the power of Angira Rishi's sacrifice. So Chitraketu Maharaj started spending so much time with Kritadyuti and this child, newborn child. And remaining 99 lakhs 99,999 wives became very jealous. Oh, our king is spending more time with that first wife only and the child only. He's not looking at us. Did he forget us completely or what? So they started feeling little discomfort within the mind. Eventually, it became very uh, thick and they became very jealous and envious. And to cut the long story short, they poisoned the child and killed the child. This is what envy does to a person. They were thinking that Angira Rishi conducted a sacrifice and whatever prasad came out of that sacrifice was given to the first wife. Therefore, she gave birth to the child. If that payasam, that prasadam is given to us, we will also become mothers. Uh, so, because she happens to be the first, Chitraketu Maharaj gave her the uh, prasad and not to us. So, we are deprived of our husband's attention and association. He was neglecting. Even maid servants are better than us. At least while doing some kind of household chores, this maid servants have access to the king, but we don't have access to the king. Uh, so we are inferior to even maid servants. So they started thinking in this way and they poisoned the child. They thought that this child is the cause of our current miserable situation. So they have killed the child. And because of this, Kritadyuti, the mother of the child, started lamenting. She was crying, uh, as it is natural for a mother. But while crying, while weeping in separation from her child, she started blaspheming the Lord. Oh Lord, you have given us this child and you are taking away this child from us. What is this? You are going against your own laws. During the lifetime of a father, how can a child die? Father is born first, so father should die first. Child is born later, child should die later. But here child is dying before the father. So you are going against your creative laws, although there is no such law. Sometimes child can die before father also. But she's imagining. First come, first serve. First born, first death. So she lost faith in the Lord. So whenever there is a calamity or some kind of unpleasant situation in our lives, we may doubt the integrity and intentions of the Lord. We may lose faith in the Lord. We may think that Lord is doing injustice to me because we expect the Lord to act according to our desires, our moods, but the Lord has His own plans. So when the child died, Chitraketu Maharaj came there. Mother is lamenting, and all the other 99 lakh plus wives who poisoned the child, they also started lamenting. But they were shedding fake tears, not real tears, right? Acting. So Chitraketu Maharaj came there. It was a big shock for Chitraketu Maharaj. Now, earlier when Chitraketu Maharaj was very much desirous of son, he was very distressful, extremely distressful because of not having a son and having that intense desire, unfulfilled desire to have a son. So Angira Rishi did not give him any spiritual teachings because he was too sad. Later, when Angira Rishi conducted sacrifice and Chitraketu became extremely joyful, super excited that he's going to get a son. Then also Angira Rishi did not give him any spiritual teachings. Because when somebody is too happy or too sad, one loses the ability to accept any rational or spiritual teachings. When one is too overwhelmed with material emotions, material joys or material distresses, material pains or material pleasures, when the emotions are too high, one may not be able to understand philosophy. Therefore, Angira Rishi did not give him any philosophy. So now Chitraketu Maharaj is also sad, definitely. But earlier he was sad because of not having a son. Now he had the experience of having a son and another experience of losing that son. So he experienced some joy and now some pain. So in this situation, Angiri Rishi thought that it's the right time for me to give him philosophy. Let me get another speaker, Narada Muni. So Angiri Rishi came along with Narada Muni and both of them started enlightening our Chitraketu Maharaj. They started giving him spiritual teachings. Narada Muni, with his divine mystic power, he brought this little child, dead child, back to life. And the child started speaking. And some acharyas say that Narada Muni only entered the child and started speaking through the child. So the child started speaking to the father. He said, I have appeared in so many lifetimes. In my past lives, I was a dog, I was a cat, I was a human being, I was a devata, I was a snake, I was a fish. I underwent so many lives. And now I entered this human body with human parents. Now my relationship with these parents is restricted to only this one lifetime. It's not permanent relation. So once I left this body, now I'm on my own. Wherever the Lord decides my next destination according to my karma, karmana daivanetrena, I will just go there and settle there with new set of relatives, new set of family members and parents and brothers or sisters, etc. I will settle there. So all the relationships that come along with the body have a beginning and they have an end. They begin with the birth, they end with death. Emotions may continue after death also. But when the person who is holding emotions for the dead person also dies, then the emotions are dying, are gone. There are. Or they may carry in the next life also, they take up a different form. But ultimately, the relationships will have an end and a beginning if they are on a material platform. Right? So, Chitraketu Maharaj understood it logically. He saw the sun happily playing in front of him, and he saw the sun dying, and he also saw the sun coming back to life and speaking and again going back. So then he understood. So all the relationships based on material body are temporary, and also so many comparisons are given in those shlokas in the previous chapters. Just like a person walks on a sandy beach, somehow some sand particles stick to the person's foot. Now these sand particles have been together there at that spot for a while. Because he's walking, some sand particles got stuck to uh, his foot, and he may go home, and some sand will go home also. So all the sand particles who were in close association with the sand particles on the beach are now separated from the beach. Not sure whether they will ever go back to the beach. Right? They came to the apartment of this person along with his feet. Right? Or on the beach itself, some sand particles are picked up here, and somewhere else they will land. Uh, so, uh, just as sand particles cannot stay together forever, similarly, living entities also who come in a relationship based on this body, with body as the center, they cannot stay forever. The 10th canto of Bhagavatam says, it comes in this shloka comes in the conversation between Vyasadev and Nanda Maharaj. Naikatra priya samvasaha suhridam chitrakarmanam ओघे न व्यूहमानानां प्लवानां स्रोतसो यथा न एकत्र प्रिय संवासः. Although people love each other, still they may not stay together. Suhurdam chitra karmanam, because everybody has a chitra karma, a unique karma, a unique fruitic baggage. So they cannot stay together. Suhurdam chitra karma. Suhrada means they are friends. They have love towards each other. They have affection towards each other. But still, they cannot stay together. They will stay together for some time. And because of the force of time, because of the circumstances in this world, they may get separated, probably never to meet again. Suhridam chitra karmanam oghena vyuhamananam plavanam srotaso yatha. Just like you take two twigs and drop them on a flowing river. So these two twigs are floating on this flowing river. How long can they stay together? They landed up in the river together. But because of the flow of the river, because of the movement of the waves, they may get separated. Or because of the very movement of the waves, they may again come closer also. And because of the very movement of the waves, they can get separated forever, never to meet again. That's how the relationships are in this material world when they're based on a material body. Right? So, Chitraketu Maharaj understood the futility of material relationships. We have to do the needful with these relationships, but we need to cultivate our relationship with Krishna through Sravanam and Kirtanam. Through various practices of Bhakti Yoga, we need to cultivate our relationship with Krishna while maintaining relationships in this material world on a practical plane and do the needful in those relationships. Right? Because relationships are temporary, that does not mean we become insensitive or indifferent in those relations. We can have some genuine emotions for another person. We can connect with other people with empathy, sympathy, love, care, affection, etc., etc. But if those emotions for other people are Krishna centered, if Krishna is the center of those relationships, then they become spiritual relationships. As Rupa Goswami says in Upadeshamrit, Nectar of Instruction, Dadati pratigrhanati grihyamakhati pruchhati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. Dadati pratigrhanati. You have to give gifts and receive gifts. Guhyamakhyaati pruchhati. Share your hearts in confidence. And when they are sharing something, you just listen to what they say. Bhunkte bhojayate chaiva. Feed them prasad. And you also take prasad when they feed you. So thus, these kinds of six loving exchanges uh, increase the juice in our relationships with Krishna in the center, right? But the same six loving exchanges, when done on a bodily platform, they don't last forever. They don't nourish the heart ultimately. They may give some mental satisfaction, emotional satisfaction for a moment, but the relationship is lost and body is lost, everything is forgotten. Mattah smritirjnanam apohanam cha. Krishna, who has given smriti, he can give apohanam also. He will give forgetfulness. The impressions may stay, but the actual interactions are lost. The memory is lost. Even in this life also, you must have had so many childhood friends. When you were in LKG, UKG, first grade, second grade, you must have had very close friends. You must have thought, okay, we are closest friends. Now that you changed your school or college, not sure how many of you are in touch with them. So even if somebody is in touch with another person from birth till death, that is only for that one lifetime, few decades, maximum a century in Kali Yuga. But beyond that, relationships may not stay forever. So in this context, Chitraketu Maharaj understood the futility of relationships. Then Angry Rishi and Narada Muni gave them further spiritual teachings and taught him Bhakti Yoga. And Narada Muni gave him a special mantra called Sankarshana mantra. By chanting this Sankarshan mantra, our Chitraketu Maharaj got the darshan of the Lord within 7 days. For 1 week, he chanted this Sankarshan mantra with sincerity. So he understood all the other relations are just temporary in this world. So I must develop my relationship with the Supreme Lord. Therefore, let me chant. Let me chant the holy names of Sankarshan. He chanted Sankarshan mantra and he got the darshan of the Lord within 7 days. You know Sankarshan, right? Sankarshan is one of the forms of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu has multiple forms. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So one of the forms is Sankarshan. So he appeared in front of Chitraketu Maharaj, and Chitraketu Maharaj offered heartfelt prayers to the Lord. He expressed his devotion and gratitude to the Lord. So in the last few shlokas in this chapter, Chitraketu Maharaj was offering prayers. Later, the Supreme Lord Sankarshan started speaking to Chitraketu Maharaj. Right? This is one of the shlokas spoken by Sankarshan. So far, we only gave the background story. We didn't enter the shloka yet. Now let's enter the shloka. Loke vitatam atmanam lokam chatmani santatam ubhayam cha maya vyaptam mayi chaivo bhayam kritam. The meaning of this shloka is that, Prabhupada writes here, translation. Uh, in this material world, there are two kinds of energies. Material energy and spiritual energy. Right? In the spiritual world, there is only spiritual energy, no material energy. But in the material world, it's a combination of material and spiritual energies. Even our bodies, there is a spirit soul within, and there is a material body made of earth, water, fire, ether. So this is matter and that is spirit. That is spiritual energy, this is material energy. We call it energy because they are the Shaktis of the Lord. Whether it is matter or spirit, both are energies of the Lord. Spiritual energy and material energy. So in short, our uh, the Supreme Lord and of course Prabhupada in the purport, they both say that uh, the material energy came from the Lord and the spiritual energy also emanated from the Lord. He is the energetic person and these are the energies. The Lord has multiple types of energies and predominantly you can identify those energies in two categories, material energies and spiritual energies, right? So the soul, the spirit soul is spiritual energy and the body or this entire universe is material energy. Now the main argument here, the main point of discussion in this shloka and purport is that some people think that this energy and the Lord are same. How many times have you heard that people claim that they are gods, we are God. God and me are same. All gods are same. Everybody is God. everything is one. You have heard such opinions of people who have some little quote unquote understanding of spirituality. They say that everything is divine, everything is God. Uh, Prabhupada is commenting on that. The Lord is the energetic person, Shaktiman, and he has multiple types of energies, material energy and spiritual energy, right? So because he is energetic person, uh, the energy is non-different from the energetic person, because energy cannot exist without the energetic person. Can a lamp exist without light? Can the sun exist without sunshine? The very fact that sunshine is emanating from sun is called sun. Sunshine is the energy, sun is the person. So the energetic person should have energy. And energy doesn't exist without the energetic person. Thus, energy and energetic person are seen as one sometimes. Without energy, you cannot call him energetic person. And without energetic person, energy cannot exist. Thus, energy and energetic person both exist together as one unit. Just as lamp and light, fire and heat, sun and sunshine, they both exist together. Right? Thus, energy and energetic person are same, are one. There is no bheda, there is no difference. Right? So, those statements in the scriptures that emphasize the non-difference between the energy and energetic person, or the Lord and his energies, are called abheda vakyas. Right? So, some people overly emphasize this non-difference aspect between the Lord and his energies, whether it is material energy or spiritual energy, and say that everybody is God, everything is God. This universe is God, everything is worshipable, as Prabhupada says in the purport. So, they are called Advaitavadis. There is no two, there is only one. Right? You and God are same. This universe and God are same. Everything is one. Aham Brahmasmi. I am He and He is me. Tattvamasi. He is me. And who are you? I am Him. But energy and energetic exist differently also. Prabhupada gives this example. Oftentimes he gives this example. Prabhupada gives a lecture, and that lecture is recorded in some device. And the recorded lecture becomes the energy of the speaker. When you are playing that recording in your smartphones, right? Nowadays the tape recorders are not there, smartphones are there. So you start playing that recording in your smartphone or some other audio device, and you're hearing the person's voice. You say that so and so person is speaking, so and so person is singing. He is not doing, mobile is doing that. Your smartphone is making that sound. Why are you saying that the person has made that sound? No, the person has already made that sound, and that is recorded, and I'm playing it again. So this voice that is coming out of this device is actually that person's voice. It is that person speaking. He's not there only. He's somewhere on the other side of the planet maybe. He's in America now. You are hearing the recording in India. No, he is only speaking. Right? Because this is energy. Now we are equating the words that are coming out of that computer or smartphone or a tape recorder to be the person, although the person is doing something else. Okay. Although you recognize those words as the person's words, you don't keep your smartphone on the altar and then start worshipping him, right? Or you don't, feed whatever food you want to feed him. Person is person. The way you deal with a person and the way you deal with the phone or the device is different. But when the person's voice is coming from the device, you say that it's person's voice, right? So in that sense, there is a difference between the person and the energy of the person, right? So they are one, they are different also. So those statements in the scriptures that emphasize the non-difference between the Lord and his energies are called Abheda Vakyas. And those statements that emphasize the difference between the Lord and the energies are called Bheda Vakyas. So if we take the Abheda Vakyas literally, and if we ignore the Bheda Vakyas, then we become Advaitavadis. Right? And if we take the Bheda Vakyas literally and take the Abheda Vakyas figuratively, then we become Dvaitavadis. Right? If we say the Lord and his energies are different, that is Bheda or Dvaita. If we say the Lord and his energies are non-different, that is Abheda or Advaita. But the point is both statements are correct. There is a truth in Abheda Vakyas also. There is truth in Bheda Vakyas also. How can both be correct? They both are opposite statements. How can two opposite statements be correct? That is Achintya, inconceivable. Therefore, our philosophy is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. We are simultaneously equal to the Lord and not equal to the Lord. We are equal or we are similar in the sense that he is spiritual and we are also spiritual. The Lord is spiritual. We are also spiritual. He is eternal. We are eternal. He has no birth and death. We also have no birth and death. The soul is eternal, right? The bodies are taking birth and bodies are dying. The soul is not taking birth or soul is not dying, right? So just as sunshine exists as long as the sun exists, the light of the lamp exists as long as the lamp exists. Similarly, the soul exists as long as God exists. How long God exists? Since time immemorial, he has been existing. For the rest of eternity, he will exist. For him, there is no birth and death. So he is eternal and we are as eternal as he. Right? We are as eternal as he. If we are as eternal as the Lord, how can we say that we have emanated from the Lord? We have come from the Lord. If the energy is as eternal as the energetic person, how can you say energetic is the source of the person? When you say something is the source of something else, there should be a beginning. There should be t equal to 0. Now you tell me, sunshine is there and sun is there. Now, at what point sun starts emanating sunshine? As long as sun is there, sunshine is there. At what point the lamp starts, that little flame starts emanating heat. As long as the flame exists, the heat and light will exist. So that's how the living entity is as eternal as the Lord. The Lord exists means living entity has to exist. We are amshas of the Lord, right? So although Lord becomes the source of the living entity of all the energies, but still the living entity is as eternal as the Lord, because living entity and the Lord are like both are spiritual in nature, and by definition, the jiva, the living entity, is an amsha of the Lord, right? And by definition, God is the source of everything else, everything that exists in this world. Thus, the Lord and the jiva both exist together. They both are eternal. They both have no birth, no death. So this shloka says that yes, the Lord is the source and everything else is emanating from the Lord. Thus, there is a difference between the source and the effect. There is a difference between the cause and the effect. At the same time, there is little oneness also, right? But if you overly focus on the oneness and if you ignore the difference, then we end up being Mayavadis. So that is not a correct understanding. That's the essence of Prabhupada's purport here, right? Now let's see some supporting references. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina. Prabhupada quoted that shloka also in this purport. In an invisible, unmanifest form, the Lord is all pervading throughout the existence. Without He being the background or the foundation or the source or sustenance of this existence, the existence doesn't exist. The world doesn't exist. The Lord has to be there in the background. Just because He's not visible, that does not mean He is not existent. And now we spoke about Advaita people and Dvaita people. Uh, but there are some people, they say that this world itself is everything. There's nothing like God. This material world exists on its own. Everything is existing on its own. There is no God, there is no creator, there is no maintainer, there is no source as such. Some people claim like that. Okay. But we need to study the scriptures from authentic sources to have a proper understanding about the existence of the Lord and his spiritual and material energies. Right? Now, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitah. Aham sarvasya prabhavo means everything emanated from me. Mattah sarvam pravartate. He is the source of everything. He is the origin of everything. Iti matva, knowing that the Lord is the source of everything, bhajanti mam. What are we supposed to do? Do bhajan of Krishna. right? Knowing that Krishna is the source of both spiritual and material energies, he is supposed to be worshipped by us, right? Bhajanti mam. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. With your buddhi, understand Krishna is the source of everything, understand his tattva. With your bhava, cultivate an emotional bonding with him. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. Just intellectually understanding that Krishna is the source of everything is not sufficient. That philosophical understanding is not sufficient. We need to have an emotional bonding with Krishna also. Therefore, Krishna said Buddha and Bhava. You connect with the Lord through your buddhi, understanding Him as the source of everything. And you also have an emotional attachment for Him, that is Bhava. So, that Bhava or emotional bonding with the Lord may not manifest at once. It will take some time to manifest, but it should slowly develop. Right? Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. So, the material energy came from the Lord. What does material energy consist? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. All the material elements. Material mind, material intelligence, material ego. Bhumirapo nalo vayuh khammano buddhirev cha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashthada. So this earth, water, fire, air, ether. So all of them came from the Lord. They are bhinna prakriti. That's prakriti. That's energy. But a separated energy, a material energy. Then beyond this material energy, there is a spiritual energy. What is that? Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Beyond this material energy is the spiritual energy, that is the jiva, the living entity, all of us. Okay. So once Vyasadeva was meditating. In his meditation, he saw the Lord, the jiva, and Maya. Material energy is also called Maya. Hmm. Now let's see his meditation. Let's enter in. Let's meditate on his meditation. Bhakti yogena manasi. You also try to say. Bhakti yogena manasi. Samyak pranihite male. Apashyat purusham purnam. Mayam chetadapashrayam. Bhakti yogena manasi. Samyak pranihite amale. Our Vyasadeva completely absorbed his mind in bhakti yoga, in devotion, in a devotional meditation on the Lord. Samyak means he completely immersed himself in a devotional meditation. And in that meditation, he saw something. What is that? Apashyat Purusham Purnam. The Purna Purusha, the Supreme Lord Krishna, is visible in his meditation. Vyasadeva is meditating and he saw the Supreme Lord Krishna in the meditation. Apashyat Purusham Purnam. And not only Purusham Purnam, not only Krishna, Mayam Chetadapashrayam. He also has seen Maya, the material energy of the Lord, just behind him. So Krishna is there, Maya is there in his meditation. There is a quiz at the end. Okay. What did Vyasadeva see in his meditation so far? Huh? Krishna and Maya. Fine. Now he'll see something more. The next shloka says that he also saw Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam paropi manute nartham tatkritam chabhipadyate. Yaya sammohito jiva. The third item or entity that Vyasdev has seen in his meditation is the jiva. What kind of jiva? Yaya sammohito jiva. That jiva who is bewildered by Maya. In his meditation, he saw Krishna, then he saw Maya, then he saw the jiva who is bewildered by Maya, the living entity who is affected by Maya, influenced by Maya. Clear? Three things he has seen. Now, Vyasdev thought, this jiva is spiritual, Maya is material. Jiva is the spiritual energy of Krishna and Maya is the material energy of Krishna, and Krishna is the supreme source of both. Now spiritual energy is superior to material energy, right? You agree? Spiritual energy is superior to material energy. But material energy is dominating the spiritual energy. That's wrong, right? So Jiva, who is spiritual, should be above Maya, who is material. But Maya is bewildering Jiva. The material energy is captivating the spiritual energy. That's not correct. Spirit should be above matter, but matter is ruling spirit. Matter is controlling spirit. How many times have you seen some material object and your mind got attracted there? Your intelligence started planning how to get it. You become little egoistic. So the spirit soul is supposed to be lover of Krishna, supposed to enjoy in the company of Krishna, enjoy one's loving relationship with Krishna, enjoy one's uh, bhakti unto Krishna, relish one's devotional service to Krishna. That is the real glory of the spirit soul. We are spirit souls. But the spirit soul, being bewildered by Maya, starts searching for material pleasures. Right? Material pleasures. Spirit soul is supposed to enjoy spiritual pleasure. Right? If the spirit soul is looking for pleasure on a material platform, physical platform, bodily platform, if material money is giving excitement to the spirit soul, then he's not getting the right kind of enjoyment. Uh, if some material relations, material body, and what else? Uh, Material positions, power, control over people, uh, or material food. So if this matter is giving, or the soul is looking for enjoyment in matter, that's not the right kind of search. That you are searching for a different thing. A civil engineering student goes and sits in computer science engineering class. Will that work? Huh? It doesn't work. Now, within one college only, same college, same year probably. Just change of classroom will change your total activity, right? That is not accepted only. Why did you enter here? You are supposed to be in the civil engineering classroom, and why did you enter here? Or if, civil engineering only. If a first year student sits in second year classroom, 4 year BTech is there, the first year student will go and sit in the second year classroom. Will they agree? If a first year civil engineering student cannot sit in second year civil engineering classroom, how can the spirit soul find enjoyment in material world? Getting right? First, we need to understand intellectually, rationally, philosophically. Let's understand the incompatibility between our core spirit self and the material pleasures that we are looking for. There's a basic incompatibility. Soul cannot enjoy material pleasures. So Vyasadeva has seen it in his meditation. Yaya sammohito jiva atmanam trigunatmakam. Although the jiva is spirit, atma, spirit soul, he is sammohana. He is sammohita. He is bewildered by Maya. And Maya has three qualities. What are the three qualities of Maya? Anyone knows? Maya's three gunas. Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Daivi, Hiyesha, Gunamayi, Mama Maya, Duratyaya. Gunamayi. Maya is called Gunamayi. She has three modes. So, Yaya Sammohito Jiva Atmanam Trigunatmakam. These three gunas, Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun, are qualities of Maya, and that Maya is overpowering this Jiva who is spiritual in nature. How can matter overpower spirit? How can matter control spirit? If the spirit is controlling matter, that makes some sense. Right? So, how to stop this? How to stop this Jiva being bewildered by Maya? How to stop this Jiva's entanglement with Maya or being overpowered by Maya? Then Vyasdev meditated on a solution. He has seen the problem now. He has seen Krishna, he has seen Jiva, he has seen Maya, he has seen Maya controlling the Jiva. That is the problem. Now let me speak about the solution. Let me think about the solution. He thought, solution is Bhakti Yoga. The solution to the Jiva's problem is devotion, Bhakti Yoga. By performing Bhakti unto Krishna, one can come out of the bewilderment of Maya. Although the Jiva is now unfortunately entrapped in the material body, with this, using the same material body, in Krishna's service, the Jiva can get a spiritual body. The Jiva can attain his spiritual position. He can shine in the spiritual glory, original spiritual glory, isn't it? So, Vyasadeva meditated on this, the solution to this problem. What is the solution? He said that Tatmanam Trigunaatmakam Paropimartanatam Tatkritam Chabhipadyate. What is the third shloka? Anarthopashamam sakshat bhakti yogamadhokshaje Lokasya ajanato vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. So to be bewildered by Maya, to look for material pleasures while being a spirit soul is an anartha. Artha means meaning. Anartha means no meaning. Meaningless. Artha also means purpose. Anartha means purposeless. Right? Useless. So the spirit soul is uselessly, meaninglessly, purposelessly pursuing material pleasures because of Maya. Anartha upasamam sakshat. How can we stop this? How can there be upashama? How can the mitigation of these miseries can happen? Anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yoga adhokshaje. You perform bhakti unto adhokshaja, then all the anarthas are mitigated. This meaningless material life can be terminated. This useless and purposeless pursuit of material pleasures and sense pleasures can be stopped in this material world by doing bhakti yoga. And that bhakti yoga is very nicely described in this Bhagavatam. Right? People don't know that bhakti yoga is the solution to my problem. Anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yoga madhokshati lokasya ajanato. Common people don't know. Janta doesn't know. Ajanato. Vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. Then he wrote satvata samhita. That is, satvata samhita means the spiritual literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the effect of hearing Bhagavatam? Yasyam vaisruyamanayam. Yasyam vaisruyamanayam. Krishne paramapurushe. Bhaktirutpadyate pumsah. Shoka moha bhayapaha. By hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, compiled by Vyasadeva, with elaborate descriptions of Bhakti Yoga, we can develop devotion unto Krishna, and our shoka, lamentation, moha, illusion, bhaya, fear can be destroyed. You want to destroy your lamentations and fears and bewilderments and confusions? Better read Srimad Bhagavatam, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and perform Bhakti Yoga. Right? So, Maya is material energy of Krishna, and Jiva is spiritual energy of Krishna. And an expert Jiva, intelligent Jiva, wise Jiva, uses that matter to serve Krishna and be connected to Krishna. But a Jiva who is not wise and intelligent or mature becomes entangled by that matter. Right? Flower is matter. But you pluck that flower, make a nice garland like this, and offer it to Krishna, then you are converting matter into spirit. You are spiritualizing matter. Right? We are spiritualizing matter, and although it is matter, it can be spiritualized by offering it to Krishna. That is called Bhakti Yoga. Although this body is material, you can spiritualize it, or you can engage it in spiritual activities by hearing Krishna Katha with your ears, by seeing Krishna's deity form with your eyes, by smelling tulsi leaves and flowers offered to Krishna with your nose, and by touching devotees or the Lord's paraphernalia with your hands, by walking to the temple, or by eating Krishna Prasadam, and by using the tongue to chant Krishna's names, you can connect with Krishna. You can spiritualize your material senses. You can make your material senses act on a spiritual platform, and you can use all material things for spiritual activities and just come closer to Krishna. Right? So these are a few thoughts on this shloka. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? Okay. Oh.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Class was very good. So happy to hear from you. So my question was like when we say we are hearing from energies, like energy. Like let us say you are giving one class, so I am like directly hearing it from you, and let us say I am hearing the same class through some audio session or so. So will there be any difference? Of course, I am putting 100% efforts in trying to understand deeply. Will there be any difference hearing directly from you or through audio? So will there be any difference because the energy, whatever you are giving through directly or through audio sessions, but it's part of your energy, right?
There is difference. The difference primarily lies in your attention and absorption. And the secondary difference is you will miss the physical contact. While hearing a recording, you can lie on your bed and then hear. But when you're hearing a live on-site class, you're sitting in a very respectable position and then hearing. And you're seeing the emotions of the speaker also. As the speaker is speaking, the speaker's expressions and emotions and whatever mood, consciousness also is influencing you, not just the voice, not just the words, right? So definitely there is difference. So one difference, the external difference is uh, your physical demeanor. You'll be more sober while sitting in a class than just hearing a recording while doing many other things, right? But more important than that is how absorbed are you. Sometimes people may be present in the class physically, in a presenting themselves in a dignified way and apparently very attentive, but the mind is thinking of 10 other things. Class में है लेकिन mind class में नहीं है. Body is there in the class but the mind is somewhere else, right? But while hearing a recording, sometimes the body may not be there in the class, but you are hearing attentively. You may be making notes, you are registering better. So ultimately attentiveness matters, absorption matters. uh, Absorption makes all difference. So sitting in a physical class facilitates that absorption. But nevertheless, if someone is very determined to be distracted inside, one will be distracted while sitting in a live class or while hearing a recording. But one is committed, then even though they don't have access to the physical association of a devotee, if they sincerely hear the recording, they can advance in bhakti. Right? So it's the attentiveness, it's the sincerity, it's the absorption that makes major difference between these two modes of learning. But as long for all practical purposes, as much opportunity as you have, you can just come and sit in the class and hear. But when you don't have that opportunity, at least hear recording. Some hearing should go on. Shravanam should go on. Practically, whatever is possible for you, you can do.
Hare Krishna. One more question, Prabhuji. So you have told about the Chitraketu Maharaj. No, he's like so deeply wanted his some son, right? So normally in the sayings we say that no son is like who no avoids to get the father into Punnam and Narakam is like what we hear it, right? So if he is not having son or like if anyone in this current world they are not having son so they're having like daughter, okay, so how will that make their life difference? Do we need to say that it's just part of karma, you are not having son and you are having a daughter, or it's like how do we need to take it?
Now, desiring to have a child is not wrong. Chitraketu Maharaj desired to have a son. As you said, he will offer oblations to ancestors. That's how he can fulfill his debts to ancestors. That's great. And also, he will give a good, able successor for the kingdom.
Kingdom.
After his departure, someone has to rule the kingdom. So he has to train a nice successor. So, from that perspective, Chitraketu Maharaj's desire to have a son is not wrong, is not inappropriate, right? But despite trying 100 times, 1,000 times, 1 crore times, he's not having son means you should understand, you should accept. When the situation is beyond your control, despite having all honest endeavors, if you are not getting the results, you should understand I should not endeavor in this direction. That much realization you should have. Of course, you should attempt once, twice, 10 times you attempt, but still, if you're not getting results, means you should just develop the detachment. You should learn the art of acceptance. Learn the art of acceptance. In the name of determination, we cannot just tirelessly or uselessly endeavor in a direction which is not meant for us. Maturity is in recognizing whether you should try or not. Maturity is not just trying despite failing. Yes, you should have determination. Even if you fail, you should try. That's good. That consistency is appreciated. Determination is appreciated. But don't put your determination in a direction which is not meant for you, in which you are failing 1,000 times or 1 crore times. 1 crore is big number, right?
Yeah.
So we should have that art of acceptance. Maybe uh, uh, Now, what exactly is the point that you were trying to make?
Yes, so we say, right, son is a person who actually,
That's okay. Now,
avoids.
if somebody, okay, let's take Chitraketu's context only. Narada Muni and Angiri Rishi brought Chitraketu Maharaj to a very higher plane of bhakti, uh, where he doesn't have to depend on a successor or a descendant for his liberation, for his spiritual emancipation. So, Narada Muni and Angiri Rishi brought Chitraketu Maharaj to a stage where he performs pure bhakti yoga and he directly gets the darshan of the Lord. Lord directly talk to him. And where is the dependence on son there? Right? So when somebody takes to pure bhakti, when somebody is on that platform, so their dependence on these external things will become less. It's not that Chitraketu, okay, finally he did not have a son, means he will go to hell. Not necessarily. But did he go to hell? No, he went to Vaikuntha without a son because he performed bhakti. Therefore, you should focus on bhakti, right? Do the needful. On a practical plane, do the needful. Whatever you're supposed to do, whether it is getting a son or getting a job or studying or eating food, sleeping properly, do the needful for bodily maintenance, right? But practice bhakti yoga and transcend your conscious and elevate your consciousness from that lower planes to higher plane of bhakti yoga. Then one becomes oblivious or one transcends this needs for dependence on material things, right? But one cannot immaturely or prematurely give up these things, these responsibilities. But parallelly, while doing the needful in our material activities, we should parallelly try to cultivate a relationship with the Lord by sincerely practicing bhakti yoga. Makes sense?
Hare
We'll
Krishna.
conclude here at
Okay.
9:18. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.